Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Can we meet you?
Yes, my name is Wilfred-Onyekachi.
What's your profession?
I'm a radiographer by profession.
Wow, you look lovely today. What's the secret?
Thank you. The Lord's doing.
Okay. Please, can you tell me more about your profession?
Okay. My profession is radiography, like I said. It radiography is an imaging technique that utilizes X-rays, gamma rays, ionizing and non-ionizing radiation to view the internal organs of the human body or an object. It has two applications: medical application and industrial application. The medical application, you have conventional X-rays, computed tomography, ultrasonography, magnetic resonance imaging, and fluoroscopy studies.
Outside your profession, do you have anything doing, or are you just strictly professional?
Yes, outside my profession as a radiographer, by the grace of God, I happen to be the CEO of Welcoming Hands Foundation.
Wow, CEO at this age.
Yes.
So, what motivated you? What's your NGO about, and what motivated you to start the NGO?
Okay. The NGO is called Welcoming Hands Foundation, as for short, WHF. The motivation about the NGO is my passion to reach out to the needy. I've always loved giving out to the less privileged. I have been doing this in my own little way, but I thought of expanding. So I increased it by opening a foundation so that it can be broad to reach out to the less privileged in rural areas. What we do basically is to render humanitarian services to the less privileged in rural areas through health awareness, education, and financial support.
Oh, wow, that's so wonderful.
Thank you so much.
All right. Are you fulfilled as a radiographer? Will you tell me you're fulfilled?
Yes, by the grace of God, I consider myself fulfilled in this profession because I have been able to put a lot of smiles on people's faces through my profession. I basically love doing HSG, hysterosalpingography. It's an investigation that is done for women of reproductive age, looking for the fruit of the womb to ascertain if their tubes are open, if their womb, if their wombs are okay, and it gives me joy. After attending to my patient during HSG, they go home smiling that they feel less pain, and the way I attended to them is so encouraging. I took my time to explain the procedure to them. A few months later, they will come back. Some of them will come back to tell me, wow, they are actually pregnant. I will see evidence that yes, they are pregnant. It's just God. It's not by my power. God has been using me to do this. So I feel fulfilled that people can actually say, yes, you helped me do this, and because of this, God has blessed me. I have this. And a lot of people that are battling with their health. So after working on, after attending to them, I give them words of encouragement, and they go home smiling. And the next time I see them, they will be better than the way they were when they came to the clinic. Simply because of the piece of advice I give to them, I give them reassurance that that is not the end of the world. I make them understand that everything will come to an end if they believe so. I also tell them that they should put their trust in God and believe God can heal them because He is the healer. He is our healer. So I feel fulfilled.
Okay. I heard that radiography is a very dangerous and hazardous course. Why did you still study it, or what are the risks involved in the job, rather?
Okay. The one key word I always talk about is passion. When you have passion over something, you will conquer any radiography as a course has risk, yes, because of the radiation that is involved. Like in my own unit now where I am, in the X-ray unit, if you take a look at the environment here, you will see, you might not see there's an internal lead lining. Like at this door, you will see a lead line here. This is the line which absorb radiation. This prevents anyone working in this environment from receiving the radiation. And there's something we also call secondary radiation. We use a lead apron to protect ourselves from the radiation. If any need be that we will have to be inside this unit exposing the patient, so we have to put on the lead apron and then use a gonad, we use a thyroid shield to shield ourselves as well. So laymen or a layman does not understand the word radiation, so they think once you just come to the environment you're being exposed. No, it doesn't work that way. When the X-ray machine is not energized, there is no radiation that is being emitted. As it is now, it is off. That's why it's safe for us to be here. This machine is not leaking of radiation, so it is safe for us to be here. That's why I'm also taking this interview in this place right now. So when it's being energized and mistakenly someone walk in, that's when the person can stand as can stand the risk of being exposed to radiation, and then the person undergoing the procedure will receive minimal of radiation because I get to increase my kVp, kilovoltage power, and then use a minimal MA, milliampere per second, in order to for the electrons to get enough energy to hit the target and then exist fast, thereby causing less harm to the patient. But there's something we call secondary radiation, which is as it's coming out from the patient's body, it's coming in full force. That's what we call scatter radiation in this environment. That is why the radiographer goes behind a lead line shield to expose the patient. You don't stay inside that place. There's something we call a lead glass. If not this door, you can be in a lead glass that is well lead lined to expose the patient and you'll be covered, the assurance covers you. So that's it. It's just for you to know your radiation protection before you can expose the patient. So it's part of the things you learn in your school, how to protect yourself from the radiation, how to protect others as well, and the person undergoing the procedure. A woman of reproductive age, you have to inquire the time the person saw the menses last, then to know if the chances of being pregnant is there. There are some other body parts you have to, that's what we call
Sorry to cut you short.
Okay.
So you mean it's unsafe for pregnant women to carry out to be exposed to radiation? Is there any effect on the unborn child?
Yes, especially at the early stage when the child is still forming. Yes, deformity can occur. But when the bones are mature a bit, so you can expose. There's something we call you can use the CT machine. It has even higher radiation than the X-ray to check the pelvic inlet to know if the woman can actually push the pregnant. That's CT pelvimetry. So it's the pregnant women undergo it by then, close to 7 to 8 months, 9 months, the pregnancy is advanced, the bones have finished forming, you understand, so it causes less harm at that stage.
Okay. Sometimes you may have encountered aggressive patients because they are already angry or their condition is already making them agitated, and sometimes they might transfer that aggression to you. How do you cope with such situation? I don't know if you've experienced such before.
Yes, in the course of practice, you will definitely experience such kind of patients. That is where your professionalism comes in place. As a professional, you have to, I show empathy to my patient. During my course of study in the university, I did I did psychology. So I've understood the reaction of patients when they're in that situation. So I have to employ empathy. I have to put myself in their situation. I have to talk to them calmly. Do not be aggressive like they are. Try to find out what the problem is. Talk to them gently. Because most of them are not naturally aggressive, but because of the situation of things, they tend to be aggressive. So always talk to them calmly and I give them reassurance to make them know that's not the end of the world. They still have full life at its full peak. So that's what I do. I calm them down in a polite way. So that's how I handle them.
Okay, so would you encourage your brothers and friends to study radiography?
Yes, of course. Radiography is a sweet profession. It's something you always want to do and encourage others to do. I'm a testimony to that. I love the course radiography, and anytime, any day, even if there's anything like afterward, I would like to study the course radiography again. It's very interesting, lucrative, it expands your knowledge, it makes you see beyond, it gives joy that you can actually see the human organs with the end of radiation.
All
Even
right.
some non-as radiation can even do that. It gives me joy when I scan a pregnant woman and see the organs, see the baby moving, raising legs and hands. It gives me joy. So those are the kind of things that give me joy. I will encourage anyone around me to study the course radiography. It's a very nice course. And I
Oh,
want to tell you one little story about how I ventured into radiography. It all happened when my mom was very sick. She was taken to Lagoon Hospital to undergo CT abdomen. I met a very beautiful damsel. So I loved the way she attended to my mom. She showed her love and care. Then I approached her and asked her what she was doing because I saw her viewing some things in the system. I didn't understand what it was then. I couldn't even identify any organ. My me. But now I think I can do better. So I asked her what she was actually doing. She explained to me. She tried to show me some organs, but I could not understand any. So I inquired from her what I could do to study the course because if I had studied the course, I would have been the one attending to my mom. And probably what killed my mom, because my mom is late, couldn't have killed her earlier. So maybe it would have been earlier detected. So I told her I needed to study the course, what it entails. She told me about it and the things I need to pass my science courses and my jam score, starting to pursue me, and then the schools that offer that. That was how I picked interest in the course. I wrote jam, applied, and luckily I was given admission to study the course, and here I am doing very well in the profession. All thanks to that lady. I can't remember her name and I don't know where she is now. But my God will bless her. God used her as a vessel to reach out to me.
all right. Thank you, Chichi, for your time.
You're welcome.
A pleasure meeting you.
Same here.
All right.